Again, good morning. Welcome back again to our second part of our video lecture series for the course FRM 12. So, at the ending of the video for the first part, we talked about the application of GIS. So we have here, again, this is an example here in San Jorge. This is our university, the San Jorge North NWCCU San Jorge campus. Then we look here, this is the river. We have here barangay, ano ba yun eh? Here, Irinas, and then mauman siguro ni dire ang kuan. Unsa ni? Wala ko suwito kayo sa mga barangay dire. Wala na ko ma-overlay, but we look here. Ini nga tanan nga barangay gikan diri sa cruising padungan to sa Blanca. Ngani nga tulay. These are all areas nga naaabot sa baha. Nahunong lang ang baha dinhi sa di man ang Bulaw. Nganhi mo ni tanan ang nababahaan kaning na blue. This is very high flooding. Nganhi na sa may dapit sa Buena Vista dili na kaayo. Ang dinhi na lang duol sa salug ang nababahaan because as you go up, for example dinhi sa Blanca, nganhi na lang ang area ang taplin sa salug. Diri mga areas, these are mga bukid-bukid na nga part, dili na siya nababahaan. Ang nganhi gyud ang pinakakusog ang baha diri sa may Bulaw nga part. Bulaw, unsa pa ni nga mga barangay diri. These are all very high flooding occurs. So again, as what I said, that one of the application of GIS is this one is a tool. In order for you, this is decision support tools. For example, if ikaw ang nahimong mayor sa San Jorge, or the MDRRMO sa San Jorge, or the Disaster Risk Reduction Officer sa San Jorge, then this maps is very important for you to decide, for example, what will be our mitigation measures or asa man nato ibutang ning mga project then focusing on flood control measures. Alangan mang magbutang kog mga flood control measures diri sa mga area, for example diri sa Blanca or diri sa Tumugbong mga bukid naman na. Nganhi sa nababahaan but ngani mo diri mga dikes or mga ibutang nimo daplin diri salog, tanom ka diha og mga kawayan, di ba? Just to mitigate the impact of flooding in order to protect the community along the rivers of diri sa San Jorge. See? That is one of simple yet very helpful information when we talked about GIS. Now, for example, kani tatanggalon ako mo diri sa left side ani sa atong QGIS. May kita gintatawag nga mga layers. Na kung ako niyan check ning San Jorge flood, nawala na ang mga flooding. So ako tatanggalon di tayo mo na yung this is boundary. Kaning red, this is the boundary. Diba? Kung ako nang tatanggalon tanan, so ako makita. So if ato ni this is a Google satellite image, this is ang ato nga eskwelahan. Mao ni ang admin building, mao ni ang atong bag-o nga library. This one here is our covered court. This is the this ang atong field. Mao ni ang Natura Hall. Mao ni ang SH, Social Hall, mao ni ang New Agriculture Building. So in GIS, mao ni ang atong ang atong pinaka base map. Once imo na siyang himuan og mga layers, for example, ini. But nga nako og roads kintahay. Gusto na akong mahibaruan asa man dapit dinhi ang mga kalsada within sa university. O, di ba? Makita na to. So, mo ni makita na to nga kaning kaning may pagka-yellow, yellowish orange is ang ato nga main road, ang atong highway. Well, this kaning mga darker color nga orange, this is our inter-university roads. So, kung makita na to, mao ni ang atong gikan sa gate, padulong diri sa ubos, o sa SH. Then, we have here small roads. These are pathways, di ba? Mao ni ang atong hostel, na ay karsada gamay padung to sa atong agriculture building. Tas na karsada dire padung sa atong forestry building. So this is one. Gusto niyo mahibaruan, hain dapit ang mga karsada diri sa university. pwede gyapon ni mubutngan og layer. Magbutang kitag layer. Gusto niyo mahibaroan asa man ang boundary sa atong eskwelahan. Mao na ni. So, by looking at it, pwede na siya decision support system nato ang atong boundary. In what way? For example, gusto ka mag-establish university, gusto mag-improve sa atong mga buildings, gusto magtukod ng mga building. If dili nato mahibaroan ang atong mga boundaries, alangan magpataka kag magtukod ka diha building na di day imo tuna, di ba? It's very important that we have this jurisdiction nato nga boundary in our maps. And lastly, and next, we can have here the existing infrastructures or mga buildings sa atong university. You can see different buildings, di ba? And lastly, kung gusto niyo makita asa man nga mga areas ani ang prone sa baha. Kung may prone ba? Kung mo to, makikita na to. These are simple as clicking a button in your laptop, on your computer. You can already generate this much of a data and support many decision support systems that we need in our management strategies. This is just one example in university. Again, going back sa atong lecture, that is that is the demonstration of basic JS software. Again, we are using QGIS, the long-term release 3.16, the Hanover. Now, what are the different physical processes in a JS? So, may tatawag na system. Nga gitawag siya system, again, parehara na sa ecosystem, di ba? Nag-discuss ako sa inyo about ecosystem, unsang ecosystem. When we talk about system, this is composed of parts or components that work together as one. Mga nagitawag. Because ang atong JS is composed of different components. We have the computer or the hardware and mong laptop. Di man ka makagamit ng JS kung makail computer or laptop. That is called the hardware. Then we have software. Ang GIS na itong atong quantum GIS atong gamit. That is our software. Then we have the manpower. Ikaw, ang GIS specialist nga nag-ooperate sa imong computer nga naa nagra-run ang imong software. And of course, the different methods and processes. So, in order for you to become a GIS specialist, or in order for you to navigate the different functions in quantum GIS or in GIS system, you need to be equipped with the different methods and processes in order to analyze those spatial and non-spatial data within GIS. So, sa pasabot sa spatial or non-spatial, when you talk about spatial, that means that there are elements sa nga data that talks about, for example, distance, ang kalayon in kilometer, in meter, elevation, kung pila ka meters above sea level, those are spatial data. Well, when we talk about non-spatial data, those are qualitative data. For example, non-spatial data like number of people, di ba? Color of ano ba? Color of the flowers, different flowers nga imong gid-collect anang imong data. Those are non-spatial data. Or names sa munisipyo, names sa probinsya. Those are different non-spatial data. Again, ang keywords lang diha, when you talk about spatial data in space, may da siya element that can be quantified in spatial terms like meters, kilometers, meters above sea level. Well, ang non-spatial data, mo ni nga mga klase nga data that mostly qualitative nga variable or katong atong gitawag kung saan yung stat, may kitang tatawag nga kaning like names, sizes, weight. Those are non-spatial data. So all of these components are inputted into the system, the QGIS system, in order for us to generate this useful information. Again, in order for you to generate useful information, you must integrate all this component in order to have this final output. So within that system, we have that data processing. And data processing, the basic steps in data processing, we have to collect data, we have to record and manipulate our data, We need to store, manage, and retrieve our data properly, analyze with models, and of course, lastly, display mo itong pinaka-maps in order to generate this information. Now, there are different definitions of GIS depende sa profesyon nimo nga gamit. So, the biologist definition, transportation engineer, geographer, city planner, tax assessor, emergency operator, electric cooperative employee, linguist. No single universally accepted GIS definition. Why? Because many experts in the field are having their own definition of GIS. Mo nang wala gyud gitawag nga universally accepted definition, 'di ba? Di pareha sa uban mga terms like ano ba? There are certain terms in science that have a single universal like one. Like the species, for example, species or the specific epithet. It's universally known that is the one of the binomial nomenclature in science in naming plants or animals together with genus. Wala na gyud nailain nga maka-dispute ana. While in GIS, kailangan gyud na nga usa lang. In GIS, rather, since damo nga field ang nagagamit ani, nag-specialize or nag-apply ani nga klase nga system, that is why we can't really generate a single definition because in one expert, you have this definition that in biology, it is a system for monitoring and mapping the spatial dynamics of species and ecosystem. While in compared with linguists, ang kanang mga paragkuan sa speech, GIS system mapping of analyzing the spatial and temporal variability of various dialects in the province, di ba? So, different specialization, we have different definition of GIS. Now again, unlike any other disciplines, GIS integrates many disciplines. Klase-klase ng mga specialization is being integrated in GIS. Cartography and mapping, geography, geodesy, mathematics, statistics, computer science, remote sensing and photogrammetry, global navigation, satellite system, spatial analysis, graphic design, all of those are integrated in GIS. That's why if you're an expert in GIS, you are considered as a jack of all trades. In order to provide decision support to multidisciplinary academic and campus management and research challenges. Again, for example, we will be discussing data input. Anilang tala sa atong introduction to GIS. We will be discussing this on our next lecture video series. Again, thank you for listening, and may this part 1 and part 2 of our FRM 12 lecture series be studied by you, mga students nako, for this schedule. Okay? Wait na lang kamo sa next ng mga lecture video series that I will be uploading. Thank you and see you on the next video.